Hey, what's up, y'all? I want to talk about a teachable moment. I should say another teachable moment. And this is a teachable moment in the workplace. There's different chains of command. When there's supervisors, there's managers, supervisors, assistants, supervisors. I'm one of the assistants where I work at. And my supervisor, she just put herself in a situation recently. And what happened was, one of the regular employees was confronted by our supervisor. I'll just say that, even though I'm the assistant. And when our supervisor confronted this regular employee, who was a lady, my supervisor is a woman, and the woman she confronted, the employee that she confronted, is a woman. Now, before she confronted her about this situation that I'm about to talk about, they used to be like this, my supervisor kind of takes pride in like posseing up with all of the female employees, and sometimes she'd like to say, yeah, my girls did this, my girls did that, and it don't bother me. But at the same time, I do feel like at times she shows a little favoritism, and she gives the ladies a little more extra nice treatment, and she just takes it easy on them. She won't go as hard on her lady employees as she would on the male employees. Now, me being her assistant, one of her supervisors, I'm the guy that if she don't want to deal with any employees at that particular time, she'll have me deal with them and talk to them, or if I have to, if they have to be reprimanded about something, they have to get a write-up, I'm the one that's supposed to be there, and if she don't want to do it because she just felt like she's going to be a little too in her feelings, or, she's just going to be overreact, then she'll have me handle it. But this lady employee that she had to confront, this is one of the ladies that she's posseed up with, and that she's, she considers one of her girls. So I think she spoiled this young lady and made her feel like no matter what, it won't be an issue. But see, I think as a supervisor and as a big boss, you cannot get too close and too comfortable with your employees that these employees get too comfortable, and they start thinking that they can, it don't matter what it is, even if they do the bare minimum, the big boss ain't gonna trip because we cool, we go out and we party together, we go to clubs together and stuff like that, which I don't feel like is a wise thing to do. If you're in the workplace and you have employees, it's not wise to be buddied up with them and be hanging out with them outside of work, because then they'll feel entitled. They'll start feeling like they have special privileges with the big boss. Now, I can proudly say that even though the ladies who have been posseed up with my boss, or the big boss, even though they've been close to her, they never disrespected me. They still respect my authority as a supervisor as well. So I don't have that. That's not the issue. But the issue was the fact that one of the ladies, one of her girls, started slacking on her work. And so she confronted her. Our supervisor, my supervisor, she confronted her. And when she did confront her, she got offended. And she got defensive, the employee, the lady employee. And not only that, not only she got offended, but when my supervisor called her on her bullshit, she responded by saying bullshit. which was unprofessional. You're not supposed to cuss at your employees. You know, it's just different ways you can say things and ways you can do things. So you would think, as close as they are, or as close as my boss is with, you know, the lady employees, you know, her girls, you would think, you know, this particular employee wouldn't take it as personal and be like, okay, I'm sorry, I'll make sure, you know, I'll correct my mistake, or I won't forget to do this next time. She got so offended, especially when my boss said bullshit, that's bullshit. She went over her head, or she got in her feelings. And this is a woman who is like, you know, she want to always talk to people about what's going on in her life. So even if something goes wrong between our unit, she want to vent to other employees that don't have nothing to do with our department, and vent and try to get sympathy and make people feel sorry for her, which I don't respect. I don't like that crap. But it is what it is. And she, on her lunch, she was trying to ask me, she's like, you know, she tried to express to me what had happened, and and how, you know, our supervisor went off on her and, you know, said bullshit and, you know, was cussing at her, and she was offended. But you know, she was like, what do you think? Do you think I should talk to, you know, our area supervisor, you know, which is our supervisors, our boss's boss? And I was like, I don't know. I don't know about that. But I was like, look, I can't tell you what you can do and what you can't do. But one thing I will tell you, what you should not do, and what would not be tolerated, is you running your mouth to other people that don't have nothing to do with our department and our branch of employees. If you feel like you want to talk to the big boss and go over her head and complain against her, do what you got to do. But don't involve any other people on the outside that don't have nothing to do with what's going on internally between our unit. So she reached out to the big boss and she reported the supervisor. Now, it's kind of messed up, because this same supervisor that she reported is the same supervisor that vouched for her to get where we're at. You know, she vouched to get her hired. So she helped get her hired here. And I know my supervisor feels like she got stabbed in the back. You know, even though she felt like, okay, yeah, maybe I shouldn't have cussed at her, but come on now. The stuff I've been putting up with her and the sacrifices I made for her, she shouldn't take it that personal. But she did. And I feel like it's my supervisor's fault, because she spoiled her and made her feel like she was her girl. Then that it's all good. But it's not all good, because it's still a business. You know, and you can't pamper these employees, you know, and make them think like it's all gravy and it's peachy. Because when they start slacking, and you as the superior gets frustrated, and then you confront them on it, now they don't know how to react. Now they're going to get defensive and start playing victim and like, she said bullshit. And I'm looking at her like, so the fuck what? Like, chill out. I'm like, girl, do you know how good you got it up here? Like, you know, if it was up to me, you wouldn't be spending a whole lot of time in the office hanging out with her, talking and chit-chatting and gossiping about shit that don't have nothing to do with the workplace. But this is what happens. Especially, and this is not, you know, people be obsessed. Some of these women are obsessed with throwing labels on men. This is not being sexist. But this is just how women do. This is what a lot of women do. They'll play victim, or when they get their feelings hurt, they'll start changing up, and they'll throw you under the bus. They'll drag you, and they'll whatever they got to do to protect themselves and their own feelings and their image. They'll do that. And this young employee, she did that because it shocked her that, you know, the woman that was considered her friend, or that she thought was her friend, went off on her. So this is the teachable moment. This is a teachable lesson for her, because now she had got reprimanded by the big boss, and she had to get sat down and talked to by our boss's boss and our director of our building, to let her know, like, look, you can't talk to the employees like that. You got to remain professional. You can't let your emotions get the best of you, which they are absolutely right. My supervisor got too in her feelings, and she let her emotions get the best of her. But at the same time, that young employee didn't have to do that. She could have just said, you know what, pulled my supervisor aside and said, you know, I really don't like the way you came at me. And, you know, can you not cuss at me next time? You know what I'm saying? But teachable moment, man. Keep it professional in the workplace, and don't get too close to your employees to where they start slacking and thinking that they got it all good and sweet. Be easy.